what we've got is a food system, an industrial food system that is so opaque, we don't want anybody to be involved with production. We don't want anybody to be involved with processing. We don't want anybody to see it, and then we put it down on the plate and say, here, come and have this intimate experience. I mean, it's like a one-night stand, like prostitution food. You know, it's like Tiger Woods food. I mean, come on. What we want is food with responsibility. See? Food with integrity, food with a courtship, a romance, a relationship. Now we know scientifically actually that if you actually have a story and know it about the food you're eating, your body actually secretes digestive enzymes that make you metabolize it better. So there's a very physical response to that knowledge. So we want people to come to the farm, build that connection, build that relationship, have that story. We do food fairs. One of the favorite things we do is cook sausages on site, put them on toothpicks, and hand them as samples to the children of vegetarians. We love, that's always my best line. We love our vegetarians. I haven't given this at PETA yet, so I don't know what will happen there. But vegetarians always, when they realize that the best way to heal the planet is with pasture-based livestock, they got to make up for lost time. And so they become our best customers. So we service about 3,000 families in metropolitan buying clubs. This is farm infrastructure. This is the kind of infrastructure you have when you have a local-based food system. This is embedding that retail, that inventory, that freezing, that value adding. It's all embedded in the village, in the farm. You know, when you go to Williamsburg, Virginia, you walk through the Smith House, and it's pretty cool, but you walk out the back door, and out in the back door of these homesteads, all in Williamsburg, and the people have been there, I'm sure, some of you, all right? And what you see there is, you know, the candle maker and the spoke shave and the blacksmith and the farrier, and all this industry is going on the homestead. See, it's all embedded in there. And neighbors see what goes in the front door, what comes out the back door. That's what we're talking about here, where people can see. It's a transparent system. We collaborate with other growers in the area for our restaurant runs. We service about 50 restaurants. So every Thursday morning, about 10 other growers come with their specialty produce and vegetables to pack the bus and fill it, so we get economies of scale in our local distribution venue. That's one of the biggest weak links right now in local food, is economies of scale and distribution. Collaborative arrangements. We bring our chefs out for Chef Appreciation Day to deepen the story, deepen the loyalty for them. This takes people. It takes a lot of gifts and talents. Teresa does our Burke work. But ultimately, if every person in every relationship can fully express its gifts and talents, it will make a farm that will romance the next generation into it, which is the ultimate test of sustainability. But no matter what you do, you have bad days sometimes. I mean, things just don't go very well. And all of us learn more from our failures than our successes, right? Let me liberate you. You know, a lot of these things, I mean, remember, you're looking at a lifetime of innovation and experience here, so don't get put off and say, oh, I'm afraid I won't do it right the first time. We have this saying, if it's worth doing right. That's wrong. If it's worth doing poorly first. Because nobody does it right the first time, right? So just start. The child doesn't wait until they can walk to start. They start by toddling, you know, pulling them up, falling down on their diaper, okay? But if we will pursue, if we will go ahead and just start down the path of sacredness and nobility and nurturing respect to healing the land, our cornucopia will come in. It will always involve people. That's the apprentice cottage. It will involve young people. It will involve multi-age people. Nothing I am more happy about now than being surrounded by youthful, zestful energy that leverages my elderly experience on youthful energy. That's the way tribes accumulated wealth throughout history. It works then, it works today. That industry and enthusiasm of youth to ultimately create a farm that the children will want. That, as the 4-H motto says, is good for my community, my country, my world. And it makes everybody reach for the stars, reach for their dream at the end of their rainbow. What's your dream at the end of your rainbow? I suggest that a valid dream for San Mateo County would be to heal this landscape, to make it sequester more carbon, and to repopulate the countryside with loving, nurturing, ecologically massaging stewards to see this ecology technology exercised to a pinnacle of success that it will never reach if it doesn't have loving stewards innovating, massaging, and localizing and re-embedding our food system on it. God help us to do it. Thank you for letting me visit with you tonight. Thank you very much. Okay, let's take a couple questions. What's on your mind? Yes, sir.
I'm a theoretical physicist by background, so it's as far removed from farming as probably you can figure, but I like numbers. I wonder, and so let me tell you first, I really enjoyed your talk. It was nice to see this low-key, understated, you know, statement of your cause. Anyway.
Well, I always pray before I come into these things. You know, don't make everybody agree with me, but let them at least enjoy it. If you haven't had a good time, it hasn't been good enough to be here.
But since I kind of like numbers, I wonder if, let's say, if I apply your principles, let's say, what would be the kind of a minimum size of the habitat and some numbers of the different animals that you would plant, or the animal partners that you would want to employ on it, to sort of to get some feeling of how this scales. So, you know, 5 acres, 100 pigs, you know, 1,000 chickens.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Let me just throw out some numbers, and you can do the math, but let me just throw some numbers. Okay. Usually on the pigs, we are running on the pig pastures 10 pigs per acre. You know, for a season, that would be three touches rotated. They wouldn't be all on 10 acres at once. It would be 10 pigs per acre. You know, and that would be, if you had 100 pigs, you would need 10 acres. Are you with me? Okay. The cows, roughly 1 acre per cow. Okay. Chickens, the broilers, we run 500 birds per acre. Okay. So if you had 2 acres, you could run 1,000. If you had 3 acres, it'd be 1,500. All right. The layers is 1,000 per 5 acres. Okay, which would be what, 200 per acre. That'd be, you know, for the season. What am I missing? Rabbit. Oh my goodness. I mean, we haven't. Yeah, probably what, 1,000 per acre or something. I mean, you know, it would be a bunch of rabbits. Turkeys would be about 100 per acre, or maybe fewer, 75 maybe per acre. Are we? Does that answer the question? We close enough? Yeah, you can do the math. Yeah, and the beauty is, because this infrastructure is so gentle, you can downscale this as much as you want, as well as upscale it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to mention to you that there is to your layered story, there is probably a version that is that you would consider a horror story, namely there. At the other end of this, there is a version of, let's say, metropolitan farming in high-rises, where the stuff is kind of rigged, farmed in, you know, no animals involved, but kind of.
Yeah, I've seen those models.
And actually moving up the ground floor.
Yeah, I've seen those models, and I'm not sure they're going to work because you know, one of the principles of paradigms is that that when humans begin thinking that there's no limit, that paradigms always exceed their point of efficiency.
And one thing is that there is no human or animal involved.
Right, great. Good.